Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Well, I will admit that this was a hard video to make simply because it also meant revisiting some of the things that happened in my past from a long while back. But it is something that I really believe has to be put out there and really has to reach out to as many people as possible who are especially going through this. Because while some folks who suffer from chronic depression or even not necessarily just chronic depression but other misfortunes, challenges, things which are going through in their life, this is something that they are either contemplating or fantasizing about. I just think that it is essentially a really important uh, thing to deal with and to really understand how you can overcome it. And I do stress overcome it because you're looking at someone who overcame it. And I've never looked back since. I've just looked forward, loving who I am, loving my life, and loving everything, and counting all my blessings, especially when at a point I thought I had none. So, without putting things or dragging this out any further, I just want to be as candid as possible. And I do confess because I've tried to figure out a way in which to make this as best presentable. So, if I'm just meandering a bit, do forgive me. I don't mean to do that. I want to try and be as to the point as possible. So allow me to do so, because while I have said I'm looking forward, it's quite a thing to look back and see how far you've come and how much progress you've made. It's a wonderful thing, and it's humbling, but it also brings a few tears to your eyes to know that what you would have missed out on had you decided to go through with ending things for good. So, what do I really want to talk to you guys about in this video of dealing with suicidal thoughts? Let me address people who are not the ones suffering, but rather the people around those who are suffering. Family, friends, relatives, colleagues, anyone who's observed this, noticed things, observed stuff. Try to help people who have lost people to it, people who know someone who's going through and contemplating taking some serious steps to maybe end their life. It's very important, and I do not in any way mean to make like light of anything. But I would first and foremost say that the first step that you need to keep in mind is, please understand that the person who is suffering and who's even contemplating this is not doing this to be selfish, to try and harm you. At least most of us, the millions from many years before, even in the many who are suffering right now, and where it's recognized how bad depression really is and what it's doing. For those of us who have contemplated this, it's not done with the intent of being selfish. It's not done with the intent of, harming someone or doing anything. In fact, sometimes we feel that removing our presence from the world and from our family and so on, who are trying so hard to love us and care about us, and is probably hurting us even more because we can't help ourselves. And when we say we're trying to reach out and do things which we know intellectually are right, but we're just so destroyed in the inside because of this sickness that it frustrates us even more, that we can't help ourselves. So I do completely understand for those who have lost people who are dear to them to this. I do understand where you're coming from. There was someone I know from a long time ago who did something, and I can understand that point of view. And for someone who is himself gone through this, I can well understand, the fear and trauma that people around would actually feel, that, they don't want to lose you. So please, as I said in my previous video, which you guys can watch, about pulling out the roots of pain, that and also about having a dialogue, is please be patient. Don't in any way try not to lose your temper. Try not to call them selfish for thinking this, or even if someone has maybe attempted it, but look to try and see how you can help them. It's a very important thing, and I would just urge you all to do so. Again, I'm not trying to make light of this in any way, and I say this with all seriousness because there were 3 different points, and the last point it nearly happened. And I know how fortunate I am to be here, and I know how I wish to thank many people around me, and I mostly also want to thank myself from finding the strength when I thought there was no strength left, to being bold where I thought there was no boldness enough, and the desire to at least give life another try. I could have swung maybe left, and that would have ended things, but I chose to swing right, and here I am. And I've I also consider fortunate that I've been able to help a lot of people as well who have gone through this. I can't, and I can honestly say that for a fact that I have. Um, the main thing I want to just address in today's video is just a few things, and I'm coming to people specifically who are contemplating this, fantasizing about things, thinking that this is the only solution. Because, like you guys know, and in pop culture and in many other things now, they've understood the whole thing about suicide, where it's not, it's the final cry for help. It's the only way you feel you're going to switch off the damn machine that is ripping you apart on the inside, which you just have no way of turning off. And the important thing, first and foremost, is to accept the fact that it's happening to you, that you are not a weak person, you are not a selfish human being, you are not a broken human being, you are not a worthless human being. You are a beautiful person who deserves to live, who deserves to thrive, who deserves to fight back, and who does not deserve this fate. And I want to just tell you right now, and I'm sorry I'm getting a little emotional here, but you can win this. You really can. It's hard. It is freaking hard, but you can. So please accept the fact it is happening, and accept the fact that the next point is that you can help you. Okay? You need to help yourself. I know it sounds funny. I know it may sound crazy to some. I know it may sound like I don't have myself. I've been there too. You can help you. How do you do that? Seek professional help. In an environment with people who don't know much about your background and who you can talk to, who you can seek counseling from, but please seek it. Please do. The next point is that it is not the answer. Suicide is not the answer, guys. It is not. When I look back, and especially when the final time came and I chose not to go ahead and I chose to go on a different path, believe me, all the things that have happened in those years since till this present day when I'm making this for all of you and for myself, is to recognize how much I would have missed on. And it's not just about material wealth or maybe some additional people in your life. No, it is about the fundamental fact that you realize how much stronger you are and how much more brilliant you are with the simple fact that you chose to fight back. And because I chose to fight back and because I chose not to give in, I can actually look and say that I am my own best friend, first and foremost, and I help myself get here. And I know I'm going to go even farther than this. And I want all of you to know the same thing, that you will go very far. But please, you got to put in the work. You got to fight back. You got to seek professional help. You got to accept what's happening to you. You got to throw away all the negative thoughts. And another thing which I will say is that more than throwing away the negative thoughts, accept that they are there, challenge them, challenge the fact that they feel that and trying to make you feel that, this is the only solution. It is not. It doesn't have to just be with chronic depression. It could be a calamity, a challenge, like I said, a loss where you feel like you've lost the will to carry on. Please don't do that. You have a unique purpose and a special place on this earth and in this universe. Please see it through. Believe me, please see it through. I'm being as candid as I possibly can. The other thing is that do understand that when you think that this will grant you peace, I'm a person who believes a lot in spiritual things and spirituality and so on. I believe a lot in karma. You don't have to believe that, and I'm certainly not trying to force my beliefs on you. But for those of us who do understand things, what's to stop the same situation from repeating itself, say in another lifetime or another form of existence where we are? Or if we don't believe in any of those things, what's the guarantee that it's going to stop? For those who have attempted things, and I know a few, and who have come, it's not given them any sign of relief. Yes, you feel a great sense of calm. Yes, you feel a great sense of stillness. You're reaching that point. I know what it's like. I was there too, just minutes away. But what's the guarantee it's going to switch off? It's not going to switch off anything. It's not. The only way is to fight back, to do what you have to do to save you and to save what potentially could be your future life. Now, many of you may agree, you may not fully agree, you may disagree, but believe me when I say that that is a true thing. And again, I don't just say this about the fact of material wealth or just a few trivial things. I mean in terms of the fact of realizing what you are capable of, how you can heal. And when you realize how you can heal and you really feel that healing happening and you move away from the edge and you come to a place where you know you can thrive and demonstrate the power of your being in all your daily activities, it's phenomenal. And take it from someone who's done all this, gone to the edge, nearly fallen off, and come to where he is right now. You guys can do it too. And let me also just say that however lonely you think you are and however distant everything might seem, even if you have no one, doesn't mean, as the popular saying goes, that just because your parents went a certain way, your future has to go the same way. There is no law that says that, no matter what anyone might tell you, even anyone who's negative in your environment. You're worth it. And you guys can definitely stand up and go and be whatever you want to be. You know, Einstein said a lovely thing. He said that, to paraphrase, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. And if you guys feel you've tried everything, but this is the only solution, well, guess what? You haven't tried everything yet. You haven't tried a way to heal yourself. You haven't tried everything to make yourself strong. You haven't tried everything to get yourself, out of that negative environment that you're in. You have to try something new. You have to live differently. You have to change your perspective, come at the situation in a different angle. And only when you try something new will you then be able to realize what's in store. Because the universe is infinite, and so is your capability. Believe that. And what I can say finally in the end is this, that when you embrace who you are and love who you are, and I will cover this in a future topic as well in more depth, but if you love who you are and you can learn to love who you are, you can see why it was worth it in the end, to keep yourself alive and to move forward without regret. Just like you, I'm still alive, and we are going to win together. Take care, guys. Much love. God bless. I wish you nothing but happiness and greatness in your lives. Please reach out to those who need help. Don't judge. And I applaud all of you who have been so kind to help and devote so much of time. And for those who have lost, please try, if you can, to help those others whom you've recognized are the same symptoms, to see if you can help them. I know it's hard, and again, I'm no one to judge. I'm not judging, but I'm no one to tell you what to do. But I would just implore all of you to try and help each other out, because that's our superpower as a species. We do things together, we thrive, and we succeed together. So let's do that. Much love, guys. Take care. Bye.